I want to ask you, though, because Victor Jakes was on Monday. He's always on Monday on this show. And one of the things he talked about was the suggestion, and I've heard it from not just Victor Jakes, but from others, that they say, oh, my gosh.
I think it was from Dean Heller and his communications director also. But go ahead.
No, but the thought of not running for the Senate, but getting back into the CD3 race, that I think a lot of people think would be much more winnable. I don't know. Have you thought about it at all?
Look at the CD3 race would have been more winnable. And I had to make a decision whether you get in an easier race or you do what is right and what's best. And I was recruited by the Trump supporters here in Nevada because they knew I had the courage and conviction to vote on the tough issues President Trump wanted to pass, and Dean Heller had proven he wouldn't. And so I made the decision to get in the tougher race. I've always liked Victor Jakes. I certainly like his political ideology. But he's completely off base when he makes those statements. And he himself, his own words show how off base he is. He wrote some article saying something similar. I should get out of the CD3 race, that if Dean Heller wins, Dean Heller's probably going to win, he says, because Mike Pence is going to come out and support him, which I don't think is going to be a big issue. But he said Dean Heller's going to win, and once he wins, he's going to be the John McCain of Nevada. Now, if Victor Jakes really believes that, which he wrote in the paper, so I assume he does, then why would he encourage me to get out of the race and allow Dean Heller to be the John McCain of Nevada? How many people listening on his show want to have a John McCain of Nevada? How many people don't believe Dean Heller will be like that because he was like that before I got in the race? So if that's the case, Victor Jakes should be encouraging Dean Heller to get out of the race because we don't want another John McCain. We want good, solid conservatives who support President Trump's America First policies, not obstructionists.
Danny Tarkanian joining us in studio, talking about the race for the U.S. Senate. He's challenging Dean Heller. The 1,200-pound elephant in the room seems to be what will the president do? Will he back Danny Tarkanian? Will he back Dean Heller? We know that his vice president's going to be out here doing a fundraiser for Heller. What are you hearing from the Trump camp, or have you even communicated as to whether they will support you? Will he even come out and maybe do a fundraiser for you?
I saw President Trump and spoke with him personally. And President Trump told me, Danny, I want to thank you for having the courage to support me when all the other cowards in Nevada left and abandoned me. They're going to lose. He goes, you're a good man. You're from a good family, and you're my main man. Now, that's what he told me. Now, that was 13, 14 months ago, no, about 15 months ago. That was in early November of 2016. I haven't talked with him since, but I would assume that everybody says he's a loyal individual. If he's a loyal person, why would he come out and support arguably the state's biggest never-Trumper, who voted against the repeal of Obamacare, who also, Dean Heller also said to the media that we should consider a special prosecutor against President Trump because everything President Trump says concerns him. And this was before Mueller was appointed. Well, why would President Trump want to come out and support a guy like that against somebody who was always supportive of he and his policies? So no, I don't believe it's going to happen. If it does happen, it would surprise me. But as I've said when I speak at different places, there was only one candidate in this Senate race that supported candidate Trump throughout the election. That was me. Dean Heller was against him. I got into this race August 8th. There was only one candidate in this race that supported President Trump and his America First policies once he became president until August 8th. After August 8th, everybody's trying to be Trump's best friend and act like they support Trump. In fact, I'm waiting any day now for President Trump to call me and thank me for finally getting Dean Heller to support his policies. Now, the final thing is, after this primary, June 12th, there will only be one person who will support President Trump and his American First policies. That'll be me. If Dean Heller wins, he's not going to support his policies again. He's going to be the same DC Dean he was before.